everybody, it's Dre here today. So today is my update for Bought It Forgot It. Now we are at the end of July, so we're going into August. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is all of the stuff that I have been using for July, and then I will show you all of the new stuff that I'm going to be using in August. So if you are new to my channel, first of all, welcome. I'm really glad to have you here. This is a series that I do every single month called Bought It Forgot It. Basically, it's stuff in my collection that I bought, I put away, and I've forgotten about and I haven't used it. So every month I take a bunch of things, I put them in my little box here, and I use them very often during the month so that I can give you like a review at the end of the month. So the reason I find doing this very beneficial is because a lot of the time I will find like something that has become a holy grail product for me, or something that is really incredible that I would never have thought to use because it was like collecting dust in my drawers. And then on the other hand, there are things that are put aside for a reason a lot of the time because they're just crap. And so at least I can tell you guys, no, this didn't work for whatever reason. So I really find this a valuable thing to do every month, and I encourage you guys to do it too. So even if it's just like one or two things that you haven't touched in a while, bring them back out, put them right in front of you on your vanity, and use them a couple times during the month. And you never know, you might find something amazing. So let's get into the updates on what I used in July. Almost my whole face today is this stuff. I use as much of it as I could on my face today. Let's start with this. This is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish powder in medium. So this is just a regular face powder. First of all, I love the packaging on this. It's got a nice weight to it. It's nice and solid. It's got a mirror. And the powder, it is in the shade medium, but as far as I know, there's not like a ton of shades. This is like a very kind of neutral tone. It's not too dark. It's not, you know, it'd be good for a lot of skin tones, not just one particular skin tone. I've actually made a little bit of a dent in that dome shape on there. I've used this pretty much as my only face setting powder for the month, with the exception of what I use for under my eyes, and I really like it. It's really smooth, it's really soft, it covers well. It's not like a ton of color coverage, you know what I mean, but it does give you a little bit of color, so just keep that in mind. It's not translucent, but it just does kind of set your foundation, give it a little bit of color. It doesn't give me any cake face at all. It's just like a little kind of goes a long way, you know. You don't have to like really pile it on. I just really have enjoyed this quite a bit. I think it's a really good powder. Okay, this I have fallen in love with. This is the Anastasia Dipbrow pomade. My shade is ash brown. You guys, I was like a diehard pencil user, and now I am forever changed, I think. I freaking love this stuff. This is going in my favorites, I can tell you already. Spoiler alert, this is so much quicker for me than doing little tiny strokes. Even though I love the Brow Wiz, I love using pencils, this is just so much faster for me. And I don't know, I found it intimidating at first to start using this. I wasn't really sure how I was gonna do. I thought, am I gonna look like crazy with painted on eyebrows? I don't think I do. You tell me. I'm wearing it today. But I just start with like a line at the bottom, kind of shape it out, and then I don't know, you just fill it in like you normally would, only it's so much faster because you don't have a little tiny, you know, micro brow pencil to use. So when I originally bought it, I did buy the number 7 brush from Anastasia as well. This comes completely separate. It has a spoolie on one end, and then it has the eyebrow, you know, angle brush on the other end, and it really is a really good brush to use in conjunction with this. I mean, you don't have to use it obviously, but I think it's really great. Anyway, you guys, I'm loving the way my eyebrows have been looking. I have kind of started doing them a little bit differently. I kind of gave myself a little bit more of an arch lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I just kind of really have fallen back in love with the way my eyebrows are looking, so I'm really satisfied, and it's really long lasting too. Okay, so I've been using the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. Now this is the travel size, so if you're interested in trying it, you can buy a smaller size. You don't have to invest in the huge one. This is like a mattifying primer. Now, to me, my holy grail mattifying primer is the Makeup Forever Base Mattifier. This to me is just about the same as this. This might be a little bit more intense. On this one, I find that I can really only put it in the areas that I am most oily. So even though I'm oily everywhere, if I put it anywhere like on the perimeter of my face, it will ball up It really just needs to stay in the oiliest of areas, and I really love it for that, but it does have that as kind of a drawback. Whereas with this Becca one, I found that I could kind of use it everywhere and I didn't have any issues with it. And it worked really well. So if you have really oily skin, you're looking for a good mattifying primer, I say give this a try. Either go into Sephora, get a sample, or order the travel size online, and that way you're not like busting your wallet just to try it out. But it's a really, really good mattifying primer. What I have on my eyes today is a combination. So I was using this Buxom eyeshadow palette. This is the customizable one that I chose the colors in myself. I'm wearing, this is my transition, this kind of in the outer V, and then this one here on the inner part of my lid. And then I use this little single shadow from Eternal Color Intense Silky Shadow. I guess it's supposed to be like a L'Oreal Infallible dupe, because I thought it was originally when I pulled it out of my collection, but turns out it's not. Anyway, I'm wearing that kind of on the outer half of my lid. This, you guys, is not impressive. Again, it's not a L'Oreal Infallible. I don't even know where I got this from. I don't know where to find it, but if you come across it, I wouldn't really like totally recommend it. It looks nice on a finger swatch, like, you know, it looks pretty. It is reflective. It's not that intense. I mean, you would think that a color like this would kind of translate a little bit deeper in a swatch, but it actually kind of shears out quite a bit. In terms of like the glitteriness, that doesn't get everywhere, so that's nice. But I noticed, like, even I've only been wearing this makeup for an hour and you can't even really tell that I have green on my eyes. Like, it's just kind of blended in with everything else. And I had to kind of give it like a good 2 layers on my eyes to get it to show up to begin with. So not a fan of that. The Buxom eyeshadows are really good. I think the reason that I don't use this very much is just because it's kind of boring. Like, the colors I picked are all very neutral, and if you're a neutral lover, I mean, you would probably love this. But again, I made this palette. They have bright, crazy colors that you can pick as well. So, you know, I would say Buxom shadows are a really good formula. These mattes blend excellently. The metallics, very pretty. I really like the look I got with it. It's just that it's so neutral. I'm gonna put this back in my collection, like in my drawer. I probably won't use it all that often. I have lots of neutral palettes that I like using. I think that was all my fault. It's not Buxom's fault. The shadows themselves are really, really good, and I would recommend them. It's just that it's just not my favorite thing to pull out. So there you go. Also wearing this today on my waterline. This is the NYC automatic eyeliner. It does say it's waterproof, and it's in the shade 004 Turquoise. Even this in a swatch doesn't swatch all that pigmented, and it's not very creamy. It just kind of, it's what you would think of when you think of a typical drugstore eyeliner. I mean, not to say, like, there's lots of drugstore eyeliners that are incredible, but, you know, just growing up, when I think of a drugstore eyeliner, I think of something that's just kind of mediocre. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of what this is. It's just a little bit mediocre. It's in my waterline. I don't even know if you could tell. It's kind of wearing away a little bit. Again, only been wearing this for an hour. It's not, definitely not my favorite. I mean, I'll pull it out every once in a while if I really, really am desiring a turquoise eyeliner, which is not that often. Let's talk about something drugstore that is really good. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. So this is obviously a drugstore setting spray, and it is definitely for longevity. It's not like a MAC Fix Plus. It's definitely like a all-nighter type setting spray, and it's really good. I mean, I can't remember the price on this. I'm sure it's less than $5, but it's really good. Like, if you guys like Urban Decay All Nighter or L'Oreal Infallible, this is very similar. I mean, I would say those are maybe a touch more long wearing, but this does the job all day long. Next is something I only used once during the month. This is the Benefit Highbrow. This is the old packaging. As far as I know, they came up with all these new brow products, and they did not reformulate this. As far as I've heard, they just came out with like a second one that's shiny. This one is matte. This is a great product. If you like carving out your eyebrows, it's nice and creamy. It blends out really nicely. You know, you just put it underneath your eyebrow, blend it out. You get a nice cleaned up, you know, bottom of your eyebrow. It's not my favorite thing to do personally. I don't love that look. And also it definitely highlights. Like when I use this, you could tell I had like white under my eyebrows. Maybe it's just my skin tone. Maybe a lighter skin tone would do really well with that. But for me personally, it's not my favorite thing. I mean, if I'm going to use it, if I want that look, I will use that. I will go to that product. It's an excellent product for that reason, but I don't often do that look. Okay, 2 things left. This is the Lancome Drama Liquid Pencil in Noir Intense. I've actually like started sharpening this. That's how much I've been using it. This is a really nice creamy black eyeliner. Like that took no movement at all, like no pressure at all, just to get that black of a line there. Like it's just like that's a light touch, you know. So this is really great. I really like it. It's super creamy. It's great if you're doing like a smoky eye or in your waterline. It actually lasted on me a pretty decent amount of time. My waterline is notoriously watery and nothing lasts in it, and that lasted a decent amount of time on me. So if you don't have that issue, it'll last forever on you. Not to worry. It's a really good eyeliner. Very last thing, the Too Faced Sun Money Bronzer. This is a little, you know, deluxe sample size. It's got like half shimmer, half matte. I used this today kind of like on my forehead area, and it is like a very shimmery bronzer when you mix them together, and I like it, but I like a lot of drugstore bronzers better, simply because I can get that same look and they're cheaper. So would I recommend this if you want a high-end bronzer? Of course I would. I think it's very beautiful. If you're any darker than me though, it will not show up on you. Like right now in summer, I'm pretty tanned. This is about how tanned I get. And it was just kind of barely showing up. Like any darker, it wouldn't show up, I don't think. But like the L'Oreal Glam Bronze that I reviewed recently, I'll put my bronzer review that I did on all drugstore bronzers recently below. That I think is going to give you the exact same look, the nice kind of luminous bronzy look, and it's way cheaper. I think that July was an awesome month for products from my Bought It Forgot It. I found a lot of great new stuff. Really happy. Okay, moving on to what I'm going to be using in August. My sister gave me this for my birthday and I feel really bad. My birthday is in November. I haven't used it yet, but it's really just because I don't really use brow powders all that much, and I'm a little intimidated. So I have got to try this, see if I like brow powders. This is the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. It comes with 2 brow powder shades and then a highlighting shade. Let's just give this highlighting shade a swatcheroo. It's very soft. I want to see how it looks. Alright, it's not bad, not too intense. So if you're not looking for like a super intense brow highlight, you just want something natural, that looks pretty nice. And the next thing, you guys, I talked about this in my recent rehaul. I haven't touched this since I bought it. This is the Sleek Makeup Eye Divine Mineral Based Eyeshadow Palette in Au Natural 601. So I haven't even worn this once. There's actually some nice looking shades in here, like this metallic kind of plummy brown. Oh my gosh, that's really nice. That is really nice. Let's swatch a matte color. So this dark, that's a lot of pigment. Well, you know what, it doesn't swatch all that pigmented, but it's still okay. And let's swatch this kind of goldy metallic color. Champagne shade. Yeah, that one is not as great as that one, but it's still pretty nice. So I've got to use this to see if I actually like it. I can't just buy something and put it in my collection and then never touch it again. That's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm trying to do a mix of drugstore and high-end this month. I think I have a pretty good mix here. This is the NARS blush that I got for being a VIB Rouge this year. It's in the shade Goulou, and I keep like intending to use it and I never do. It's a really beautiful kind of dusty mauve, everyday, my hand is a little bit wet, everyday pink, and it should be like a beautiful neutral blush. So I don't know why, I don't know, I have more exciting things I want to be putting on my cheeks. I think that's the problem. This is like beautiful, it's an everyday blush, but I love wearing like things that make me excited. This doesn't make me excited, but it does look really pretty, and it would be great if you have like just want to do a neutral face. Foundation, I haven't done a foundation in my Bought It Forgot It I think in a long time. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. And this, okay, this is in the shade N1-2. Now, I don't know if this is going to be too light for me in the summer. We shall see. It does have SPF 20 in it. Now, this is the Lumi one. So I know a lot of dry skin people love this. Again, super oily skin. So I hope that this will be okay. I mean, I'll definitely give it a try one time, and hopefully more than that if that first time doesn't go disastrously. This used to be like an everyday thing for me, but I have been using the Urban Decay color corrector, this one here, the Naked Skin color correcting fluid in peach. I've been using this every single day since I got it. So actually I stood this up the other day and it settled down to here. So that's how much I've used already in there. This though, I haven't used in a very long time. I used to use it a lot. This is the peach color corrector from Benefit. It's called Erase Paste and it's in #2 medium. Now I remember this being super emollient and very, very creamy. So I kind of want to use it for a while to see if I like it as much as the Urban Decay one, if I like that one better, you know, am I forgetting about this and it's still awesome? I remember it being awesome, so I'll report back on that one. Also, the Essence eyeliner waterproof pen. So this is a liquid black eyeliner. It's a felt tip. It's black, you guys. That is black. Like, what? That is super, super black. So, you know, I've just been using my Kat Von D and my Stila one so often. Haven't used any other ones. This is the Elf Baked Blush in Pinktastic. Now these are definitely more like highlights than blushes. That is for absolutely sure. So there it is right there. I don't know. Now that I swatch it, it doesn't look as amazing as I thought it would. It looks like a pretty natural, highlight. You guys, I just had a thought. Like, okay, you guys, I just had a thought. It kind of made me laugh. You know, highlighter, it's kind of like become this huge thing lately, and I feel like I'm wearing Mary Luminizer today, and I feel like that's not even enough. And I feel like highlighter can be an addiction. It can be this thing where you start using an intense highlighter and then you just want more, and you want more and more and more. And it's to the point where like you want to beam to the heavens. And I don't know, I'm starting to go down that rabbit hole. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but it's funny because I swatched this and it's a pretty highlight, but it's not as intense as I want it to be, and I'm thinking, is there something wrong with me? There might just be something wrong with me. Okay, very last thing. Moving on. This is the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. Now, this is called a foundation, but you guys, this to me is not like a foundation I would wear without anything underneath it. It's really just like a pressed powder with some color to it. This is in the shade Light. Now that's exactly how I use this. I actually had this in my purse for a long time, and I would just use it for like mattifying if I started getting oily through the day. It's, you know, it's definitely more like a pressed powder, but it has some pigment to it, but it does like totally blend out, where if you have any imperfections on your face, this is not going to be enough for you. So that's kind of what it is. But I just haven't used it in so long. I took it out of my purse because I stopped even carrying powder in my purse because I really just started using blotting sheets only. So I've taken this out. This one does smell like chocolate. It's really nice. Okay, you guys, so that is it for this month. If you do end up doing this as well, and I encourage you again to do it with me, leave the products in the comments below, what you used last month, how you liked it, what you're going to use for the next month, etc. And it's just really fun that we get to see what everybody is using and how you liked it. So don't forget to do that. And also don't forget to subscribe if you like this video so that you can be notified of future videos from me. And that is it for today. So thank you so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.